I told you we had good news yesterday. So as of today, October 19th, 2023, the core update has officially announced that it's over. Now we're still waiting for the spam update to end, but I do think the core update was the one that was affecting more of the sites that I actually monitor and not so much the spam update this time. All right, someone made a funny comment that they can't see my face and they didn't know who was talking. So I blew my face up much bigger so that you could see this is me. This is who's doing the talking. It's really more important that you see my screen as I talk and you can see what I'm talking about and not so much my face. All right, I just thought it was funny, so I would point it out. All right, October 19th, the core update has ended. So what do we do now and what can we look forward to? So now that the core update has announced that it's over, we should start to see the SERPs settle out. And once that happens, we will have a definite first place winner so that we know who's taking first place and we know who to compare our content to. Now, a lot of the sites that I am monitoring are starting to pop up with green arrows. I showed you that yesterday. So if you missed it, go check it out. So just because your site went down during the core update, it doesn't mean your site was hit by the core update. And now that it's officially been announced that it's over, we will start to see the winners and the losers. You will see a continued downward trend if your site was actually hit. But if it wasn't actually hit, what you will see is your site start to recover and come out of the core update, just being sensitive to the rollout. Once the SERPs settle down, we will be able to start comparing content. Now with the core update, the majority of the sites that I have worked on, the fixes or the update need to happen site-wide. And the reason for that is a lot of times we do the same work through each page, through each post. So if we have a problem like thin content or lack of entities or any type of SEO deficiency problem, we usually have carried that through all of our pages and all of our posts because of the way we template or tend to work the same page after page. So with the core update, you need to make your changes most of the time site-wide. It's very seldom that I would see a site being affected by the core update and not need a ton of changes actually site-wide. So I want you to pay attention to your entire site, every post, every page. And while you're waiting on being able to compare it directly with your competitors, what you can start checking for is, do you have thin content? Do you have under-optimized content? Do you have content where you just simply need to add a lot more content because you just really didn't pay attention to that page or post? This is when we really do a full audit across the site, and whatever you find has to be carried out throughout the entire site. And a lot of times, the majority of our sites have a lot of thin content or a lot of content we didn't pay attention to because we had the top 5 or the top winning pages that we put all of our time and effort into. But with the core update, you need to make sure the majority of your site is actually up to par, not only with SEO deficiencies, but to make sure that you don't actually have thin content or you don't have content that nobody ever visits. There's a reason nobody's ever visiting that piece of content. So with the core, I want you to pay attention to your entire site. Now, there's one more point I need to make. Just because your rankings went down during the core, it doesn't mean your website was hit by the core. You must rule everything out first. And I'm actually going to come out with something a lot more substantial than that last 2 sentences that I just stated. I'm working on a project with Carolyn that will show how to work through a site and how to diagnose properly and making sure the site isn't having problems with other things other than the core. Just because it goes down during the core update, it doesn't mean your site was hit by the core, and things have to be ruled out. So right now with the core, what you need to pay attention to is thin content site-wide. Your content site-wide. Are there SEO deficiencies? Are you under or over optimized or overusing one of your terms? But you also have to pay attention to your backlinks. How are they looking compared to your competitors? Do you have authority in your space? Are you lacking in backlinks? Did you work on all of your content and not add backlinks? That's something we also need to pay attention to during the core. You're looking for deficiencies site-wide, but also backlinks. All of your backlinks at this time have to be audited if you are suffering a major traffic loss.